TOMz.
Yebo, yamnandi. Ayibo, TOMz. Ayibo.
Sanibonani from Macabre Fethu. Welcome to another fresh episode of Teenagers on a Mission, the best science and technology show in the continent. I go by the name of CAD, do I pronounce Caddy, and I'm with my boy. See, you good? I'm too yellow, son.
Nandiness within.
Gahle.
Number Fethu, Caddy Nami, we are actually humans. Now that is easy to understand, right? Also, science sometimes are actually creating robots that can speak, sound, and also look like abantu.
And these are opening up opportunities in the world of robotics, Buffett. However, certain day one that needs to come right, in order for the robots to revolutionize the world. But Westfazana need to enter this field.
Definitely. Now, it's very imperative for any industry with even a diversity. Futhi, abantu Westfazana noma ama-girls, mele phela nabo ukuthi bazizwe supported. Futhi sibaxhase ukuthi bayingenele le field of robotics. Sounds cool, right?
Yeah,
Come on, let's see what we have in store for you.
Let's get it. Bow!
Here's what's coming up on today's episode of TOMz. Man or machine? Well, try woman or machine. Girls are just as amped to build robots as a career, just as guys. And through some support, are encouraged to keep pursuing their dreams. Now, what is meant by robotic design? Robots aren't a new idea or invention. See where the first one actually came from. As technology skyrockets, check out the cool future of robots. Get hands-on with some awesome resources and find out what it would be like if robots did all the work humans are supposed to do. Well, abashwe. We've come to my favorite part of the show. This is where we get to interact with you on Facebook and on Twitter. Now, let's post a umbuzo on Facebook. Send umbuzo phela a certain subject anytime and today is no different. Now, if you were to create a robot, le robot lena ngenzani? Wasiphendula ke oqala siphethe umbulelo uthi ke yena ngayenza ukuthi ingenzele ihomework yami. Very very nice. Kodwa ke ulazy. Wena wesibili ke siphethe untando kayise uthi ke yena ngayenza ukuthi imklinele kubo. Oh, very very nice. Now keep those comments coming in on Facebook as well as on Twitter. Facebook.com/TOMz. On Twitter, we are at TOMz_SABC_1.
We're still running the streets of KZN Buffet to touchdown in Tuzuma. Namhlanje sisondelani combined school, khuluma science and technology. And right next to me is a beautiful lady. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Grande, ngathuthukile nje.
Grand.
What's your name?
Kwalisile.
Okay, Kwalisile, ngifuna ukuyana, what is a robot?
A robot is a type of machine that is built for some people use it for destroying and some people use it to satisfy human nature.
A robot is something to help us to maybe to go and help us maybe to tell us if you have to go or not.
A robot is something that assists us on building cars, things and stuff.
It helps humans to make their job easy.
Do you think there's a difference between a robot that's made by a guy and a robot that's made by a girl?
No, there isn't a difference.
If you had to design a robot, Manj, what would your robot do?
My robot would be a fashion machine.
Imoto, yeah.
Why?
Because I love cars, man.
Ngashaya a robot same like umuntu kodwa elikwazi ukusiza abantu.
The field of artificial intelligence is growing alongside with ama-robots. Nowadays, kunzima ukubona ukuthi if something is a robot or something is human. Yazin, check this video out.
So kahle into yokuqala ezingqondweni yakho uma ucabanga ngama-robots. Abantu abaningi bacabanga ngama-robots as a creation that can imitate a human by the way it looks, talks, and walks, or it can simply do about anything that a human can actually do. But if one is looking for an actual meaning or definition of what a robot is, one can simply say that it is something that can sense its surroundings, it can move around its environment, it also has energy to power itself, and program to determine its level of intelligence. Wow! Now, a robot loqala ke silaziyo bafethi mechanical pigeon that worked with steam, built by a math whiz in 300 BC. Ngonyaka 1495, the inventor Leonardo da Vinci wakha a robot that looked like an armored knight and moved very much like a human being. Now, in the year 1921, the word robot was introduced in a play called Rosam's Universal Robots by Carol Kepek. Now, umbhali iRobot wrote short stories in the 1940s about a robot that has affections for a child and lives to protect it.
My boy, do you think there was a humanoid robot that was created before?
Before? No, but maybe in future.
Well, there was actually a humanoid robot that was created in 1939. 70 years ago, this robot was created, Kamalaki Bagu Electro, and it could say more than 700 words.
Oh, Namanga.
I'm telling you.
Yo, that is absolutely insane. If you want to create your own robot, tell us on Facebook and on Twitter. Right now, though, quick commercial breaks.
Let's go. Welcome back, you guys are still tuning to SABC 1 Mzansi for Shizzle. This is what we call Teenagers on a Mission. If you just joined us, you haven't missed much.
Definitely. Now, but Fitz, during the commercial break there, okay, I was trying to figure out if I'm a robot, which I'm obviously not.
Well, that's something a robot would say.
Okay. Well, let us know on Facebook and on Twitter. But before that, though, let's go to a young group of girls who are actually getting ready to take the world of robotics by storm. Stop it, Sambi.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy CAD, Robotics, running the streets of Johannesburg, but fair to touch down a University of Johannesburg. Well, I'm we're going to be chilling with an organization that's empowering and encouraging amantombazane to take part in the science, technology, and engineering industry. It's you and me in this mission, but fair to why are we still chilling? Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks, and yourself?
I'm great. I'm Caddy. What's your name?
I'm Luviwe. I'm from UJ Metropolitan Academy.
So keep on that.
Okay, like Yamola, I'm tracing this onto here because we're instructed to do so. It's part of the program.
And what is this?
This is a circuit board. I'm gonna build the circuit. So right now they just asked us to trace this here so that I can get like a picture of it, of what's happening. So
how's the experience so far?
The camp, it's been lovely, it's been amazing. Like last year we had 10 girls, it was just us 10, and now we had 10 more girls. They're amazing people. The camp has been amazing. Busi, the director, and Anele, amazing people. And we've been having so much fun. Like we have excursions during the day. We've been to Ford, we've been to NASCAR. It's been amazing.
So you've been here since last year?
Yes.
And how's that
experience? This is my second year.
How's that experience?
We're having less time at the Techno Lab and we're having more excursions outside, and the feel of engineering, it's been more practical outside, and I've been having fun.
And what did you have? What have you learned?
I learned a lot actually, like the different types of engineering out there, the fields I can get into, the faculties, there's a lot I can do out there, and I'm in grade 12, so I should be thinking about that already. And
yo, that's crazy. So you after matric?
Okay, I wanted to do pharmacy actually, but for engineering wise, I'm thinking chemical engineering or biomedical. Okay, because every Saturdays they ask us to come here, so I've had a feel of electrical engineering here. And so I've realized, and it's helped me grow as a person because I've realized, I like working in this kind of environment, and just being able to interact with other people. Normally, I wasn't a team player. I didn't like working in groups. So being able to work with these ladies has been so much fun, and they've really helped me, and it's like school is on.
So you were teamed up with the new girl, right?
Yes.
How was that experience?
Well, that has been challenging because now I have to offload whatever knowledge I got onto her and be like a mentor basically, and help her along the way.
As a girl, obviously, there's always a stereotype with some sides they don't do very well. How does that make you feel?
I do not believe in that notion that girls cannot enter certain fields or girls are only supposed to be like for teaching and nursing. No, that is so close-minded. I don't believe in that at all. I believe a girl can do the very same thing that a boy can do. Because I can do this and a boy has done this too. I've been able to program it through the maze as well and finish it, and a boy has done that too. So people should stop thinking that girls can only do certain kinds of jobs. We can do it.
It was great meeting you. All the best. So they're programming all these robots, guys, without them controlling it. So there's no remote control. What's programming? Coach.
Yeah.
Check this out. Ah, that's dope.
Smooth.
Girls are doing crazy stuff. Girls are doing crazy stuff. Hello, Michael, how are you?
Hey, Kenny, thank you so much for coming to University of Johannesburg Techno Lab. What's happening here, I'm a coach. I teach young people about electronics, robotics. We've got this beautiful little robot here, and the teenagers build this robot themselves. So what they start out with is they get a blank circuit board. And they put parts onto the circuit board, and then they build it into this robot. So what's happening here at the moment, the Techno Lab is full of these awesome young women, and this is our annual First Avenue Institute Girls Winter Camp. Now, the intention of the Girls Winter Camp is to want to encourage young women to consider a career as an engineer. Yes. So we want them to do well at high school, to get great maths marks, and come to University of Johannesburg, the Faculty of Engineering in the Built Environment, yes, and study engineering. So this is our community outreach program, where we go into communities, and perhaps with teenagers who wouldn't be able to afford this otherwise, they can get to do things that maybe just privileged teenager would normally do.
Now, my robots here have different types of control systems that determine what they do and how. Now, pre-programmed robots are built to do the same task over and over again. They either do not even notice changes in the environment, or they can notice very small changes in order to make sure they can continue going. Now, autonomous robots, on the other hand, are programmed to respond to their environment using the information they pick up from sensors. They have a range of behaviors programmed in them that will determine how they react. You're a bunch of young girls actually coming together to create robots that can help us in the near future. How cool is that?
Well done, Mantombazana. For sure you guys have been thinking this booze and throughout the show. If our robots are so clever, why are they so
answers after the break. A quick commercial break. Don't move, don't yagata, siabuya kona. Manch.
TOMz. Welcome back to TOMz.
Right, yeah? And SABC YouTube for sure, as we continue today's exploration in the world of robotics.
Guys, I still think to see as a robot. Yeah,
I'm sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to prove it. In the meantime, we will hang out with some girls who are said to have an impact in the profession of robotics.
Basically, and it sounds good to my face today. Robotics and engineering is not just a field for abantu besilisa. So that is some, female touching on. Let's check this out.
Okay, so what do you guys do here exactly?
What exactly we do is we teach electronics, we teach programming, we teach, we even teach a little bit of industrial design. So you'll notice this item here. This is a chassis for the robot. So we are teaching CAD, which is computer assisted design. We're teaching CAM, which is computer assisted manufacturing. Yes. We're teaching young people what is a transistor, what does it do, what is its function and its role. We're teaching what is a microcontroller, how does a microcontroller control things that switch off and on. I believe that teenagers are far smarter than what they let on. Yeah. And if you just put them in the right environment, it's amazing how fast they learn, and it's amazing how smart they are. And it doesn't matter what background or what community you come from. You can come from a poor community. Being poor doesn't mean that you're not smart. It just means that you're poor and you haven't had the opportunities.
Uma design, it could mean izinto ezihlukahlukene. Ngenkathi eyiningi kwi-engineering environment, design means to direct the construction of an object. Now, when we throw robotics in there, the definition changes even more. A formally designed robot must have a specification which outlines what the robot is and does. It also has to be made by a robot designer with a set of goals for the robot in a primitive robotic environment using primitive components. Yo, what a mouthful, right?
Okay, so now we're going to be working with a CNC machine, a CNC machine that's a computer numeric code machine. Okay. And essentially it's like a static robot. It's a static robot that cuts parts out of this blank sheet here. Okay. And it's going to cut the parts to make this low-cost robotics chassis. And this is fully robotic, it's all automatic, and obviously you start with an electronic picture of what it is you want to cut out. Okay. And you just screw this thing down here. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm switching on the spindle. This spindle runs at 30,000 RPM. It's got a very sharp little blade there. Okay. And now it's just making the little holes. And in a moment, it's going to start cutting out the patterns. It's busy cutting these different holes out. So there's a definite sequence. First it cuts the holes, then it cuts the insets out, and then lastly, it cuts the outline. This is the cutting pattern. So you'll see that everything is here, and it's actually color-coded. So it cuts the red first, then it cuts the blue, then it cuts the green, and then it cuts the pink.
Is there a reason for that?
Yes, because if you cut this whole shape out here, that piece comes loose, and then you can't do any of the other cutting. That would be correct there, and then this piece clips on over here, just clip that together like that, and voila, bingo, there we've got another robot. So that was all of about 8 or 9 minutes.
Oh wow.
Okay, so what happens is you've got the chassis, then you have to add batteries and motors, little wheels, a little ball at the back, and the controller board. And bingo, you've got a robot. Yeah, and this is a fully programmable robot, and you can program this chip with text code, or there's simple graphic software, and the software is free. You just download it off the internet.
Oh wow.
So we're actually trying to encourage teenagers to think about becoming inventors.
Yes.
Because if they can invent something, they can manufacture it, they can create jobs. So we're not just teaching electronics, we're not just teaching programming, we're also teaching business thinking, like what can I do with this and how can we apply this in order that young people out there can maybe even start a business.
Okay. So Michael, how can people join the Institute and the age?
Well, the Institute, you don't join the Institute as it were. What you've got to do is you've got to email us at the Techno Lab. We have got a website, www.robotscience, ROBOTSCIENCE. So you look at the website, robotscience.co.za, and you can email us, the telephone numbers, you can email us. And if you are within reach of this Techno Lab, which is in Auckland Park, Johannesburg here, near the SABC, you can get in touch with us and try to join our afternoon or Saturday morning programs. Obviously, we have limited capacity here, but what we're also hoping is that other universities in other regions of the country will start similar programs, and that they will have their own AfricaBot program and competition going that most teenagers don't know. And this is the thing about the world, is if you can learn stuff and know stuff that other people don't know, you become valuable in the job market. But you can also go back to your community and start your own little chapter in your community. You have to make it happen for yourself. You can't wait for the government to make stuff happen for you. You can't wait for your parents to make stuff happen for you.
There you have it, bafethu. What a beautiful day. Sifunde okuningi namhlanje bafethu. Sifundile ukuthi the future lies in our hands, bafethu. And futhi asiqaleni manje ukuziyakhela ikusasa lethu. Otherwise, this is what we call mission accomplished. Your boy Caddy is out.
Ake baphethu ngazi ukuthi TOMz yathanda ukuthi iphume ize ezikoleni zenu zonvakashela. Lapha ke uma uyayibona kumabonakude wakho, then do the right thing by simply going to our Facebook and Twitter pages. Ufike laphana ufike uyitag futhi uthande zonke izithombe ezikhona. Noma ke uma usafuna iTOMz ize esikoleni sakho, all you have to do is drop us an email on TOMz@sabc.co.za. Kwamanje ke, let's see what went down.
Sanibonani, cela ungena la ngikhulumela ni grand ni right guys, nawazi ama robots robots
Ngikwazi.
anwazi ama robots
Nginaze lasemgaqweni robot.
elinye awulazi elingathi lenze njengomuntu so Okay guys, niyazi ukuthi akhona lama robots la emhlabeni ngisho sebaqalile ukwenza. Siyazi ukuthi there's places that thina abantu singakhoni kuya kuzo first time. We need to take ama robots because ama robots awadingi oxygen and awadingi nokudla. So ama robot la bayawayakha ukuthi ahambe aye space to discover izinto thina esingazazi. So ama robots akhona la emhlabeni. And if nifuna ukwazi ngcono ngalama robot laba, there's a website ebizwa nge-nasa.gov ne. Niye kule website lena, it's www.nasa.gov. Azonifundisa ngabanzi ngokuthi what type of robots esinawo la emhlabeni nokuthi akuphi nokuthi ayenzani nokuthi asipana kanjani. How dope is that? Well, I'm sure you guys are wondering, Guti, if robots are being used like this today, how are they going to be in the future? Hazin, writing.
Amanyama robots can now use bacteria-filled fuel cells to produce electricity from rotten apples and dead flies. Now this makes it possible for robots to someday find their very own food and be recharged without electricity. Yo, angeke sibali. Australian researchers have built a micro-robot that can mimic the stroke of a certain bacteria. Now Loku makes it possible to send the robot into the human body to collect information about the person's health. And abanye abantu want to create a robotic soccer team that can beat a human one. Yo, angeke. Yazi bafethu nokuyidlalela empedweni wami ngicabange nje ukuthi kahle kahle wangingatholi irobot elizongisiza ngenze wonke umsebenzi wami. Kodwa mina ngisayibuza kahle kahle, what if robots did all the work and humans didn't have to do anything?
I might expect if robots did all the work, it would mean humans have more time to do things they would really love to pursue and make a positive change in Zabo. They also think that it will even help equalize the wealth gap because everyone would have a robot working on their behalf earning money. But the truth is, if our robots were still doing all the work, there would be no use for Abantu to be around because they can't do anything. If our robot did it faster and more accurately, why would we prefer a human to do it? I might expect if humans didn't have to work, they would feel purposeless and have no ambition to succeed in anything. If robots do all the work for us, this might just happen. Aha mfethu TOMz iniphathele indaba ezimnandi khona lapha emakhaya.
Ijala kayibesha lezo sinombele sethanda ukuphindza nako kufika ixesha lokhu.
So wena lapha ekhaya ufuna i-IJ episode ufuna ukuyibona khona la ku TOMz, all you have to do is
send us the idea bafethu, and if it's fresh and brilliant, we'll make it a TOMz official episode khona la ku SABC 1.
And not only that, you get a goodie bag as well as just keep us up to TOMz 1.
So wena lapha ekhaya, all you have to do is send through your ideas on Facebook, which is facebook.com/TOMz. On Twitter, we are simply @TOMz_SABC_1. And just like that, my business become a picture in namhlanje. Thank you so much for tuning into TOMz. My business kumele satholakala on our Facebook as well as our Twitter pages. Ngavakashela www.tomz.co.za.
With that being said, someone next time. Adios.
Goodbye. Check out what's coming up next time on TOMz. Hlangana with this very young poet and actress making strides in her career at a very young age. So look about how she balances being a semi-normal teen with limelight life. Let's go back to the start to see how this whole celebrity culture actually developed. Then we'll jump into the future so that you can know what's about to happen. Samsama talent taco to the max with these awesome tips and explore what the world would be like if we all had the same talent. Of course, TOMz every Monday and Tuesday at 4 p.m. Kola Lago SABC 1 Mzansi for sure.